welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 2, The Price of Loyalty. Let us go and finish this game, once and for all. By doing that, let's make a token effort to do as much as possible during this one turn. So it's day one, let's get some troops. Just so that we go out in a bigger bag. Ah, those are some nice statistics. And yet they have more gold than we do. That's hard to imagine. I guess they just don't have anything to buy, so I guess that is kind of sense-making in some way. Can I upgrade the mansion? I can. Oh. No. They're nothing special. Okay, so I can have Vampire Lords. And Royal Mummies. Once again, this music is quite fitting. Alright, so let's go. Go all the way here. Then Sir Gallivant, the hero of the story, clearly, is out here to resupply. I got more gems. And while you're there, get some more experience too. $2,000 gold. Might as well. And not visited here. Well, I guess Ambrose was with the balloon for a fairly short time. But Alberon definitely would have visited this, right? No! What were they doing? And lastly, let's make a token effort to build up some towns. Not this one, though. Ah, there's the mansion. And I can build this into a castle. And here goes Red Tower. Another stick hut upgrade. I think that's about all I can get. Yep. So that's what we are ending up with. And let's just get Kalindra once again. If I stand here, the veteran pikeman can get me. But not here, I don't think. One more cure. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Oh, nice. Haha! And there goes Kalindra. Blue player has been vanquished. The enemy is beaten. Your side has triumphed.
The castle of my former Lord Elberon lies burning in the distance, and even though my sister and I have triumphed in our cause, I will never forget the betrayed look in my liege's eyes when he saw me riding against him.
$159, that's much better. Also, of course, Lord Elberon didn't see you. You were standing back this whole time. Yeah, 159, much better than the other one, because I already knew all the towns. Let's recap what we did during the voyage home. So Sir Gallivant got shipwrecked, but then quickly managed to build a ship. And then wrecked some pirates, that is. And in the end he ended the voyage home by either joining or quelling a necromancer rebellion, as we just saw. Also, really? The vampires on the screen don't have a shadow? That kind of makes sense, but the Minotaurs also don't have a shadow. That's not really expected. But yeah, so let's also recap the other scenarios that we went through, or campaigns rather. So we embarked on a journey to find and control the Fount of Wizardry on the Wizard Isles. We saw a generational struggle of power between Yarkona's kingdom and the kingdom of Herondale in the Campaign of Descendants. And we stopped the mind-controlled Viscount Krager from destroying the Empire with a rebellion aided by powerful artifacts in The Price of Loyalty. So in the end, what is the Price of Loyalty? It is an expansion pack that I quite enjoyed. The reason is that it has really good difficulty. It never got despairingly difficult, unlike a few scenarios in the main campaign, but it always kept me on my toes. it's especially nice to have things like puzzle maps, and large maps are also really cool. The AI isn't really great on large maps, as you could see in this very scenario. They tend to wander around aimlessly for quite a long time. But that makes it just the more satisfying to be able to win against the enemy down the line. With overwhelming force, no less. And the Price of Loyalty also introduced a lot of new aspects to the game. Things like tents, and mermaids, and sirens, and even the whole concept of combinable artifacts. Artifacts that, when assembled, combine into one powerful artifact, which will be a concept that we will revisit very soon. I thought that this expansion pack would be way shorter than it actually is. We're ending up at around the 185 video mark. 185, yeah, video mark. And I thought that it would only take about 100 videos, just like the main campaign did. And the people that I asked on the forums also said that the expansion pack should be about the same length as the main campaigns. But it really isn't, because it has twice the number of campaigns, and the short ones are deceptively short, because they still have to account for the number of days that you have to spend, so that it can compete with the others. Although the Voyage Home doesn't really do that all that well. Which I'm quite fine with. I like seeing this black dragon on the screen. And yeah, so I changed the soundtrack in the middle of the game. And I do like that decision, because it kept things a bit varied. And I definitely think that the current arrangement certainly sounds more fitting. I mean, how is this very track, a night theme? That doesn't make much sense. It's perfect for the ending theme, because it is the ending theme. But alright. So this is the end. The end of the game, but also the end of an era. The New World Computing Era, also known as the Second Generation. The generation started with Might and Magic 3, The Isles of Terra, and was underlined throughout by hand-drawn cartoon-like graphics and a more comedic, loose approach toward the universe, with planet hopping present in almost each game. Now, what happened after Heroes of Might and Magic 2? Well, in 1996, the year that Heroes of Might and Magic 2 was released, New World Computing got acquired by the 3DO company. This marked a great shift in the tone of the games that New World Computing produced since then. While nowadays things like that would most of the times be bad, the 3DO era, or the third generation of games, is in fact considered by most people to be the golden age of Heroes and Might and Magic. The shift was towards realism, serious tone, much more developed storytelling with sweeping story arcs, and more universe cohesion. The planet of Enroth, pioneered in the Heroes spin-off, became the focal point of all the third generation games. Also, I can see some of the people here listed in the credits that I know, like Karen Mushigain. That's indeed the person singing in the music. But although, yeah, so John Wood Cunningham, of course, is there from New World Computing, Rob King, Steve Baca, Paul Romero. Quite obvious. going next, we get the standard credits for the Succession Wars. I think we already saw this. So the question that everyone that's not following too closely has is, what is going to be next? Well, next is obviously going to be music videos. I need to finish putting up all of the soundtrack of this game and the expansion pack into a playlist or two and extend it. But, of course, the more important thing is what game comes after this. And I know that a lot of people, including myself, are very much looking forward to this. Might and Magic 6, The Mandate of Heaven, which is the next installment in the Might and Magic series, which directly continues the story from Heroes of Might and Magic 2. And it was indeed released quite shortly after Heroes of Might and Magic 2. However, it is not the next one on the timeline. The continent of Enroth is good and all, but let's not forget Antagorich. Last we left it, it was when we still followed the storyline of Tarnum, which we kind of still do, but it's going to take a bit of time to get back to that. However, there are more things going on the continent of Enroth, on Antagorich rather. And that is what we will be looking at in the next project, which is going to be Heroes of Might and Magic 3, The Shadow of Death. And only afterwards will I go to Might and Magic 6, The Mandate of Heaven. I'm looking forward to that, but it's still going to take a while because The Shadow of Death is a pretty long set of campaigns. But I'm sure that the people who enjoy Heroes of Might and Magic 2 will also enjoy Heroes of Might and Magic 3, The Shadow of Death. And also on the other side, I will be changing my schedule of Mass Effect 2 to be semi-weekly instead of weekly, because I originally planned it to go right together with Heroes of Might and Magic 3, The Shadow of Death. I thought that I would finish Heroes of Might and Magic 2 earlier, and I thought I would start Heroes of Might and Magic 3 together with Mass Effect 2, but it took way too long, so I actually had to start Mass Effect 2 earlier. So, increasing the frequency of Mass Effect 2 will make both games end at about the same time, so we can transition to 2 new games at the same time once we're done with The Shadow of Death. So, that is it for now. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you all in the upcoming projects that I just mentioned. See y'all then. Later.